In the days of King Arthur's reign, Camelot was a bastion of chivalry, wisdom, and valor. The Knights of the Round Table, led by the noble King Arthur himself, were renowned for their bravery and feats of heroism. The kingdom thrived, and its people prospered under the protection of these gallant knights. One evening, as the knights gathered around the Round Table for their nightly council, a messenger from a distant village arrived, weary and covered in dust. Sir Launcelot, seeing the man's distress, bid him speak. "Good sir, what troubles you so that you journey here with such haste?" The messenger bowed deeply before King Arthur and the assembled knights. "My lord, I come from the village of Elderwood, at the edge of the dark forest. A terrible creature has been terrorizing our people. It is said to be a beast of great size and strength, a monster that walks like a man but is covered in hair and has the face of an ape." Murmurs of concern rippled through the hall. Sir Gawain, ever ready for a challenge, spoke up. "A beast, you say? This sounds like a task for the Knights of the Round Table. Let us rid your village of this menace." King Arthur, nodding in agreement, rose from his seat. "Indeed. We cannot allow our subjects to live in fear. Sir Launcelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, and Sir Galahad, you shall accompany me to Elderwood. We ride at dawn." The knights prepared for their journey, donning their armor and gathering their weapons. As the first light of dawn broke over Camelot, they set out, the clatter of hooves echoing through the cobblestone streets. The journey to Elderwood was long and arduous, taking them through rolling hills, across babbling brooks, and deep into the heart of the dark forest. Along the way, they encountered frightened villagers who spoke of the beast's savagery, its howls echoing through the night, and the terrible fate of those who crossed its path. By the time they reached Elderwood, the sun was setting, casting an eerie glow over the village. The villagers, upon seeing the knights, emerged from their homes, hope rekindled in their eyes. The knights established a camp on the outskirts of the village and met with the village elder, a wise woman named Elspeth. She recounted the horrors brought by the beast. "It comes in the night, steals livestock, and has even taken some of our people. We hear its roars from the forest. Some say it is a demon sent to punish us." King Arthur, resolute, replied, "Fear not, good people of Elderwood. We shall find this beast and put an end to its terror." That night, the knights took turns keeping watch. As the moon rose high in the sky, an unsettling stillness settled over the forest. It was during Sir Gawain's watch that the silence was broken by a bone-chilling roar. The ground seemed to tremble, and the knights sprang into action. Following the sound of the roar, the knights ventured into the dark forest, torches in hand. The air grew colder, and an unnatural fog enveloped them. They moved cautiously, the flickering torchlight casting long shadows among the ancient trees. Suddenly, a massive figure emerged from the mist. It stood nearly 10 feet tall, covered in thick, matted fur. Its eyes glowed with a feral intelligence, and its claws were sharp as daggers. The beast let out another roar, shaking the very leaves from the trees. Sir Launcelot, the first to react, charged at the creature with his sword raised. The beast swatted him aside with a powerful blow, sending him crashing into a tree. Sir Gawain and Sir Percival flanked the beast, their swords flashing in the torchlight. The creature fought back with astonishing strength and agility, parrying their attacks with ease. King Arthur, seeing his knights struggling, drew Excalibur and joined the fray. The sword's enchanted blade glowed with a blue light, and Arthur's presence seemed to invigorate his knights. Together, they pressed the attack, driving the beast back. Despite their combined efforts, the beast proved to be a formidable opponent. It retreated deeper into the forest, and the knights pursued it. They followed the creature to a cave hidden beneath an ancient oak tree, its entrance obscured by thick vines. The knights entered the cave cautiously. Inside, they found evidence of the beast's lair, bones scattered across the floor, remnants of its meals. The air was thick with the stench of decay. Deeper into the cave, they found a chamber where the beast had clearly made its nest. Sir Galahad, ever the pious knight, whispered a prayer. "God grant us the strength to defeat this creature and protect the innocent." The beast, cornered, let out a defiant roar and lunged at them. The knights fought valiantly, their swords clashing with the beast's claws. The battle was fierce, and the knights sustained several injuries. Sir Percival was struck down, blood flowing from a deep gash in his side. In a final, desperate effort, King Arthur thrust Excalibur into the beast's heart. The creature let out a deafening scream and fell to the ground, lifeless. The knights stood in silence, catching their breath, their bodies weary from the battle. The knights carried Sir Percival back to the village, where Elspeth and the villagers tended to his wounds. Though he was gravely injured, he would survive. The villagers rejoiced at the news of the beast's defeat and celebrated the knights as heroes. As dawn broke, King Arthur and his knights prepared to return to Camelot. Elspeth approached them, gratitude shining in her eyes. "You have saved us from a great evil. We are forever in your debt." King Arthur, ever humble, replied, "We did what was right. May your village find peace and prosperity." The journey back to Camelot was filled with reflection. The knights had faced a fearsome adversary and emerged victorious, but they were reminded of the dangers that still lurked in the world. They arrived at Camelot to a hero's welcome, the people cheering their return. King Arthur called a council at the Round Table, where the knights recounted their adventure. The tale of the battle with the beast of Elderwood was immortalized in the annals of Camelot, a testament to the courage and valor of the knights of the Round Table. And so, the legend of the knights who battled the beast spread far and wide, inspiring others to stand against the darkness and protect the innocent. The bond between the knights grew stronger, and their resolve to uphold justice and chivalry never wavered. Months passed, and the kingdom of Camelot enjoyed a period of peace and prosperity. The story of the knights' battle with the beast of Elderwood became a favorite tale among the people, a reminder of the bravery and strength of their protectors. However, the tranquility was not to last. One evening, as the knights gathered once more around the Round Table, a rider arrived in great haste. The man, disheveled and clearly exhausted, was from a neighboring kingdom. "My lords, I bring dire news. A new threat has emerged in the east. A creature of unimaginable size and power has been wreaking havoc on our lands. We seek your aid." King Arthur rose, his expression grave. "We will not stand idly by while our neighbors suffer. We shall ride out and face this new threat. Knights of the Round Table, prepare for battle." The knights set out at dawn, their hearts steeled for the challenge ahead. They traveled east, where the reports of destruction grew more frequent and harrowing. The creature they sought was said to be even larger and more fearsome than the beast of Elderwood. As they neared the source of the disturbances, they came upon a devastated village. Buildings lay in ruins, and the ground was scarred with deep gouges. The villagers, huddled in fear, spoke of a creature that towered over the tallest trees, with eyes that burned like fire. The knights pressed on, their determination unwavering. They followed the trail of destruction to a clearing, where they finally confronted the creature. It was a giant, easily twice the size of the beast they had previously faced. Its body was covered in thick, stone-like scales, and it moved with a terrifying grace. King Arthur, undaunted, drew Excalibur. "Knights of the Round Table, we face a great evil today. Stand firm and fight with all your might." The knights charged at the giant, their swords and shields gleaming in the sunlight. The battle was fierce, the creature's strength unmatched by anything they had encountered before. Sir Lancelot and Sir Gawain fought with unmatched valor, while Sir Galahad and Sir Percival used their skills to find the creature's weak points. Despite their efforts, the giant seemed unstoppable. It swatted the knights away like flies, its roar shaking the very earth. King Arthur, seeing his knights in peril, knew they needed to act quickly. In a moment of inspiration, King Arthur devised a plan. "We must work together to bring it down. Lancelot, Gawain, distract it. Galahad, Percival, follow me." The knights followed Arthur's lead, coordinating their attacks. Lancelot and Gawain engaged the giant head-on, drawing its attention. Meanwhile, Arthur, Galahad, and Percival circled around, looking for an opportunity to strike. Arthur saw his chance when the giant raised its massive arm to strike. "Now," he shouted. The knights rushed forward, Arthur leading the charge. With a mighty swing, he drove Excalibur into the giant's leg, causing it to stagger. Galahad and Percival struck next, their swords finding the creature's vulnerable spots. The giant roared in pain and fury, but the knights pressed on. With coordinated strikes, they weakened the beast, driving it to its knees. In a final, desperate effort, Arthur climbed the giant's back, using Excalibur to carve a path. He reached the creature's head and plunged the sword into its skull. The giant let out a final, ear-splitting roar before collapsing to the ground, lifeless. The knights stood victorious, their bodies battered and bruised but their spirits unbroken. They had faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge and emerged triumphant. The people of the eastern lands, witnessing their bravery, hailed them as heroes. King Arthur, addressing the crowd, spoke with humility and resolve. "We have faced a great evil today, but we could not have succeeded without each other. Let this victory remind us that together, we can overcome any obstacle." The knights returned to Camelot, where they were welcomed with open arms. Their tale of courage and unity spread throughout the kingdom, inspiring all who heard it. The bond between the Knights of the Round Table grew stronger, and their commitment to protecting the realm was reaffirmed. The story of the Knights of the Round Table and their battles against the fearsome creatures of the land became legendary. It was a tale of bravery, unity, and the indomitable spirit of those who fought to protect the innocent. King Arthur and his knights continued to uphold the ideals of chivalry and justice, facing new challenges with the same courage and resolve. Their legacy endured, a shining example of what could be achieved when noble hearts and steadfast resolve came together in the face of darkness. And so, the legend of the Knights of the Round Table lived on, inspiring generations to come, a testament to the power of unity and the enduring spirit of valor.